I already had one open.
So did I. Crap.
That's a good sound.
That's a good sound.
No, wait, get it up there.
Get it up there.
Because guess what this is, everyone? Pamplemousse.
That crisp, refreshing sound you're hearing. It's a little pamplemousse.
Excellent.
In a mason jar, naturally.
Well, I did live in the South for 5 years, right?
Yeah. So, I am having a hard time coming up with bits.
Me too.
Part of it's because I'm really sad about the Emmys, and the other part of it is because for the first time since we started recording this podcast, there was someone that I would like to bone more than Jamie Fraser or Murtagh or the Gilf.
I have a guess.
You go ahead and make your guess.
Is it Kate McKinnon?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. I had a conversation with Tom last night on the phone where I was like, hey, Tom, I mean, I have no interest in vagina, but I would really like to have sex with Kate McKinnon. It's like, okay. I'm changing my freebie. My freebie is no longer Chris Evans. My freebie is now Kate McKinnon, and I'm not sure what that says about me. I think I need to do some reflecting.
It says that you have excellent taste.
Yes, it does. But that has nothing to do at all with Outlander.
Outlander.
Other than like just something that's really excellent that you just enjoy a roll in the hay with.
So, the Emmys. Let's talk about it.
Yeah. Oh, first we should say, before we get to that thing, I'm Allison Shoemaker.
Oh, I'm Julie Starberg.
And this is Beth Locke, special guest Beth Locke.
Hi, I'm Beth Locke.
And this is Podlander Drunkcast, which I hope you know. Otherwise, I'm not sure what you think you're listening to, but I already really apologize for saying I wanted to bone Kate McKinnon. If you were looking for Prairie Home Companion,
never apologize.
You've already realized that you've tuned into the wrong channel. So what we're going to do with this episode is we're going to do like a season wrap-up.
By doing our own Emmy ceremony.
Yes. As all things that we do when it comes to sort of rankings, awards, things like that, none of this is planned in advance.
No.
So it's great. I can't wait for you to hear us just keep going like, what's his name? Janine, look him up on IMDb.
Janine.
Yeah, that's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Who was it looking up though?
Nothing. Nothing. We were just, yeah. It's just what's gonna happen a lot. But the reason we're doing this is because while I'm not gonna be boning Kate McKinnon anytime soon, the Outlander sure got boned.
Oh, they got fucking screwed.
It's a real bummer. Let me ask you ladies this question. Whose lack of Emmy nomination are you the most upset by?
Tobias Menzmehzsz.
Yep.
Yeah.
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 It was really good this season.
It's probably pretty close for me between Tobias Menzmehzsz and Katrina Balfe. I think that they were both really great. Well, in the show as a whole, I mean, I really thought it could be in the hunt.
I'm glad that Terry Joy Spot got a nod for the costumes because she 3,000% deserved it, and that's great.
And so did the production designer, Janine, what's his name?
The production designer's name is... Oh, I just have a giant cast list.
Oh, just pull up the list of Emmy nominations. That's the easiest way.
Oh, great call.
I think it's like... Gary...
John Gary Steele.
Oh, nice. John Gary Steele, good job on ya.
Cheers.
Production design is beautiful.
For the stuff in France alone.
But sometimes with a show like this, when you don't get any acting nominations and no adaptation nominations, direction nominations, it kind of feels like maybe people think the show is a neat show.
Well, I mean, that's certainly true.
Fluffy.
Jessica Jones also only got one nomination, and it was for opening title sequence.
Oh, fuck that.
I know. Janine had his hand in the air. What's up, Janine?
Did you have a statement, Janine?
There's a costume design by...
Yeah.
Terry Dreisbach.
Terry Dreisbach.
Yeah. We mentioned
that too. So John
that was the only one that I knew for certain.
And that one, she will probably win.
She will win. She will win just based on Paris alone.
Yeah.
But anyway, what we're trying to say is this sucks. This show is actually very good. And every time I expose a new person to it, they try and laugh at it at first, and then they end up loving it.
We will be talking in a couple weeks, don't have a date actually set yet, but in a couple weeks we're going to do our next episode. We'll say it that way. That's more concrete. We're calling Dudelander. And it's Julie and I talking to a trio of dudes plus Janine about the second season of Outlander. Janine is also male, but he's only seen one episode. But it was a doozy!
Yep.
I want you all to know that Janine, who's very obviously male, did one of those wishy-washy hands when I said that he was male.
Like Kinsey Scale somewhere in the middle.
Who knows where I am? It's fine.
Yes.
Who knows?
The name alone is confusing. Oh, hey. No, you haven't seen it yet. I was going to say something about Janine and Janine's name, but you haven't seen it yet.
Oh, I haven't yet. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's okay.
I will.
Did I mention I really like the Ghostbusters?
Yes.
What were we talking about? I got started thinking about Kate McKinnon
we were talking
again.
about the Emmys.
Yeah, the Emmys.
This is going to be subtitled Outlander, the recap, and Kate McKinnon.
Yes, plus Kate McKinnon.
So I had this grand idea on the bus on the way here, literally 25 minutes ago.
As all great ideas happen, on the Foster bus.
I was by myself. I had to, God, I hate it. I had to text Allison and say, hey, since Outlander got jobbed at the Emmys, why don't we have our own Outlander-only Emmys? Mm-hmm. And since everything in Outlander is a winner, winners in each category have to be decided by a dice roll. And then I asked Allison if she had her D20 in her purse, and she did not.
For the uninitiated, although I'm guessing at this point, if you've been listening all along, you're no longer uninitiated because you've heard us talk about Dungeons & Dragons at least 4 times. D20 is a 20-sided die. I typically have a hot pink, sparkly, oversized D20 in my purse at all times.
I just really thought she'd have it.
I don't. However, Janine went digging around in, what was it, categories? In categories, and found a D20 that has letters on it, which obviously doesn't suit our purposes, but we're combining the sound of it, which is necessary, with a D20 app I downloaded on my phone for the occasion.
So what we'll do is first we'll go through and we'll name max, 8 categories?
Well, yeah. We're going to have to...
Because we could go for frickin' ever if we didn't.
Yes.
So we'll come up with the categories, and then we'll name 3 things in each category, 3 or 4, whatever we feel moved, and then we'll roll the dice to see who wins, because literally anything that makes it on this list is a winner.
Yeah. So this is good. So we'll each nominate 1 thing per category.
That's right. Okay, Beth,
Great.
me, and Allison will each nominate one
and you
thing.
know what, Janine? You go ahead and jump in there too.
Yes.
4. No. I insist. I insist.
You can choose not to vote if you don't feel that you know enough. If you do feel that you have an idea,
Yes,
then
but at this point, you're extremely emotionally invested in a show you've seen 90 minutes of.
yeah, but he's only seen 90 minutes of it.
Yes, but remember when we were talking about the episode where Blackjack got his dick sliced off and he went...
Yes, but he may not have remembered that if you hadn't said it.
It's gonna be my vote. My nomination will end up being someone's duplicate nomination, where it's like, I remember Allison said this and she really liked it.
Yeah, great. Sounds great. All right. Well, let's start with...
If you have strong feelings, jump in.
Let's start with a really big one. Let's talk about the best episode of this season of Outlander.
Best episode.
I will go first.
Allison says.
I think the best episode of this season was Faith. It had the best acting, with the exception of that one slow motion Virgin Mary falls to the floor and then shatters. It was really well directed. Beautifully shot. I thought it was an excellent adaptation of a really wrenching sequence in the book. And I have thought a lot about that image, for whatever reason, of Fergus's little face peeking out of the carriage before she gets out of the carriage, and then Magnus holds her hands and they cry. Mm-hmm. But little Fergus, his little angelic little face, his sexist little patriarchal face, sticks out with those beautiful little flowers, and I've thought about that a lot. So I would say Faith, and I think that's primarily based on the strength of Ketchern's performance.
Yeah. All right, and Beth, do you have a choice if you could think about it, or...
As much as it jumped around, I think I liked Vengeance Is Mine the most. Mm-hmm. Because I love that actor
And refresh us on which one is Vengeance is Mine.
What's this?
Faith, by the way, is the miscarriage episode. So which episode is Vengeance is Mine?
That's where they kill
Duke of Sandringham.
the Duke of Sandringham.
Yes. Oh, I loved that episode. Yes, Queen.
Because
Simon Callow is the Duke of Sandringham.
It may not have been the most solid throughout, but there were, in my opinion, like really strong moments that really stuck out as like, oh, this is really solid television right here, which is such a dumb thing. This is solid television.
This is solid as opposed to liquid television.
Yeah.
Does anybody remember liquid TV? Thanks. Yeah, dude. All right. So Beth says Vengeance is Mine, which I probably would have said if she had not said it first. However, I'm going to go a different route.
Okay.
I'm going to go, and I can't remember the name of the episode. Will you help me here?
Okay.
The one, is it La Dame Blanche? The one where she has to do the poison test, where she kills.
No.
What's the name of that one?
That one is Faith. It's Faith. That's in Faith.
That's in then fucking A, Faith, because Faith had all that in it.
Pick a different one.
Okay.
How about this? You can have Faith. I'll pick a different one.
No,
Because I just thought of another one I really like. And I think that's actually
Okay.
a testament to part of why Faith is such a good episode.
I forgot that was a separate episode.
Oh,
thing.
yeah.
Okay,
We
so
go-
What do you go with now?
God, I'm right, though. I'm right. Yes, because that's how she gets him out of jail. She has to go
Yes,
fuck Louis.
that is true.
And she takes that orange with her because
Yes.
she needs her fucking vitamin C.
Right.
Scurvy's a bitch.
It
Scurvy
Scurvy is a
bitch.
real bitch, and that's an expensive orange. Yes, it's a costly orange. The cost in human labor and dignity. So I'll go here. I'll pick another one. I'll go with Preston Pans, which was
Yes.
the best battle scene of season 2, and also has that just fucking devastating reversal of Angus.
Yeah.
Fighting so hard for Rupert to live and then dying.
It
Also,
killed
some
me.
beautiful little moments with Claire and Jamie in that one, and Fergus throwing his temper tantrum and being real loud with everything. And
No, not Rupert, Angus.
yeah, Angus
Rupert.
fights for Rupert. Then Angus
yes.
dies.
Angus dies.
Yes,
Yes.
But it's a bait and switch.
Yeah.
Also, that farmer whose name we always forget.
Oh, Pig Farmer. What is his name? Hughes?
We're just gonna call him Ralph.
Pig Farmer Ralph.
Yes.
All right.
We're gonna call him Old MacDonald, which is appropriate because it's a Scottish name.
Oh my God. Okay, so Janine, do you have any input here? Would you say it was the last episode that you actually watched?
I really enjoyed that episode, but I'm so sorry, but Claire's daughter takes it away from me.
Oh yeah.
No, I just wasn't into it. I'm sorry.
Okay.
You didn't dig Brianna, huh?
I did not.
You have got a friend across the table.
I
We'll
sure
get
did.
into that.
You and
She
me.
wasn't as good as Roger.
Nope, Roger was so great.
Roger.
But I will say, just to add to the levity of this, Je suis prêt.
Je suis
Je suis prêt.
Are you just saying that so that I could say it in French?
Also because I think that episode for us had the most French accents.
Oh, yes, oui, it did. It had so many French accents.
And
yeah.
I was tickled every time. So
Okay. So, does anybody want to make a case for their episode before we roll?
No, I think we can roll.
Yeah,
All right,
so-
Beth, you want to do the honors?
Yeah.
Okay, this is for Preston Pans.
That is, I just looked at the dice like it wasn't gonna say P, which is appropriate. So that's a 6. All right, let's go for Faith now. That's a 5.
Oh shit.
All right, and this is gonna be Je suis prêt. W, also 20. Natural 20! Critical roll!
Natural 20.
Man, French accents.
All right, and last but not least, Vengeance is Mine. E. 3.
Okay.
All right, Je suis prêt. Janine chose an episode based purely on its title, and it is our winner!
Yay! suis prêt.
Which that's training montage. That's Gilf stampeding down the hill.
Which was one of the best scenes in the season. If
Yes.
we had to do a breakdown of the best scenes, that would be in my top 5
Was
for
that
sure.
the first time Gilf came back this season?
Yes.
Yes,
That
that's
was awesome.
also William Gray. That's meeting William Gray.
Is that when he walked
Into the marsh. Yes.
Yeah.
That scene is amazing. When he's getting shot at, right?
No, Je suis prêt. I
Oh, wait.
believe is when
Preston
he shows
Pans
up.
is when he goes
Yes.
into the marsh.
No, when he
Yes.
goes ham, that's Preston Pans. No, this is a lot like Kate McKinnon in Ghostbusters. Anyway, there's Je suis prêt is all the training montage. So he shows up to join Jamie's army that he's gotten from his lecherous granddad.
Oh, he gets beat again.
Yeah. Yeah, and then shit happens and Jamie breaks that kid's arm and Claire's like, "Oh no, sir, don't rape me."
Right. Yes. But we were.
And then she gets really mad because he actually starts jamming his fingers, his beautiful fingers.
Ugh.
Yeah, anyway. So that's a great episode. All right, well, let's go. Who had the standout performance this season?
Oh, I know who I'll say here.
All right, Julie, you kick us off.
I know that there will be fans of Simon Callow, and you know what? He was fucking amazing. But my heart will always belong to Dominique Pignon, Monsieur Raymond.
All right. So, with his fabulous apothecary coat and that beautiful scene where he brings Claire back from the fucking dead, and then all of the stuff in the King's Trial.
Just his
Hashtag
knowing
King's Trial.
King's Trial. His just his knowing look and his short stature, but he takes control over every scene. He's just really good.
Yes, he is very, very good. All right, Dominique Pignon. Beth, who for you is the standout performer from our roster?
I'm trying not
our
to do a
lengthy
joke
roster?
one.
No, you can do a joke.
You can do a joke one.
They're all winners in the end, right?
Yeah, they're all
Right,
winners.
because-
these are all winners.
Because one
We're literally rolling a letter dice.
because I feel like I knew a lot of, like, Dominique. I knew the lady who was the head of the
Mother
French
Hildegard.
house
Oh yes.
in Hogwarts. Those people that clearly stood out. Duke of San. But for me, one that I actually was like, who the hell is this? I need to do some internet stalking for a hot minute, was Dick Fox.
Yes.
And he stood out to me in every scene, and I
What's
know
his
it was
name
not
again?
right.
He's Comte Saint-Germain. Can you give us that actor's name?
Stephen Weber?
Stephen Weber.
Stanley Weber.
Stanley Weber. Oh yes, Stephen Weber was on Wings.
I did love that show though, seriously.
That's a great one. Well, God, and his like mic drop when he drank that poison and the tears were running down his hateful, beautiful, sexy fucking face.
And that teal coat.
So
Oh,
he
yeah.
did stand out.
Yes. I'm gonna
a
go
dick
ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah, he stood out. He stood out for me.
I'm gonna go ahead just because at this point, based on where this is going, it's gonna be more interesting if we create a second category for this other one. We'll go with a non-series lead person who stood out.
Oh, okay.
So we've already got 2 non-series leads.
Okay.
Let me see. Who do I want to give it to? You know. Well, of course I know. But I want to give it to lots of them. We've got lots of options. We've got the fabulous fucking King Louis in that amazing scene with Blackjack Randall where he makes him kneel. We've got the obviously wonderful Mother Hildegard, Frances de la Tour, who is just amazing. We've got, what was her name?
Louise
de Rohan. And her monkey who beats in her naked beaver. And we've got, I'll count him as a series regular. But I think that I'm going to have to give it up to the person who gave us the most joy this season.
Purse first.
No!
No?
I assumed you were going to say Simon Callow.
No, I already did. I did Dominique Pignon.
No, I know. You know what? It'll be 2. We'll do 2. We'll do 2. Can we add an extra? No, Janine, you know what?
I got one coming.
You've got one? Then I'll say Simon Callow. He's got to
Okay.
be on the list. And I'll find another way to recognize this other person. So Simon Callow, purse first. That both of his episodes, 3 of his episodes, I guess he's in 3, right?
Yeah, there were 3 and they were all.
Because there's the one at Versailles where he and Claire have that verbal sparring match, and then there's the excellent dinner party.
I was so looking forward to dessert.
And then obviously Vengeance's Mind, which it's so fun always to watch an actor just chew the shit out of a great role like that. It was really excellent.
What are you defining as a non-series?
We'll exclude anybody who was in the majority of episodes this season. So your Claires, your Sam, Huons,
Okay.
Your Blackjacks, your Frank.
Blackjacks,
Well.
your Murtas.
Mine, so mine is going to be, where is she?
Oh, see, yep, surprising me.
It's going to be Mary Hawkins.
Yeah,
Mary
she was great. That's a really great call.
Mostly because the way you described her role and like she sounds like she's a very dynamic, interesting character. Also, she's gorgeous.
She's very pretty.
She is at the moment my show crush.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
What's the actress's name?
Rosie Day.
All right. So, shall we do this?
Yep. All right, Beth.
Let me get my.
All right, you better roll hot for Dominique Pignon.
All right.
I mean, Allison.
We're looking for Monsieur Raymond.
We're looking for natural A.
That's an S and 6. I need to put this dice in the fridge.
Yeah, this dice needs to go in the freezer.
Who is this for?
You gotta re-roll it. It landed on the floor.
This is for
That's what
Dick
my
Fox.
dungeon master would
this
not
is
have
for
allowed
Comp Saint Germain.
Dick Fox. That's a solid I. 3.
Oh, my dudes. In that.
No, très bien.
Oh, that's a T. That's a T, and that is 18.
Oh, yeah,
for Simon
You
Callow.
should probably win this anyway.
All right, and here's Mary Hawkins. That's an E. That's a natural E, a 9. So that's Simon Callow.
Simon Callow deserved.
Yes.
Deserved.
Cheers. Cheers.
Thank you, sir, for
Thank
the
you.
joy that you brought us and for your incredible campiness.
And for that fabulous photo of you grinning like an idiot, holding your own
Holding your own
decapitated head. Few things gave me as much joy on the internet. All right, now we'll do another acting one, and it'll be a slight tier up from this. So as opposed to the people who are maybe just in France, or the people who are just at the beginning of the season or the end of the season, let's go with like the second tier of characters. So your Ferguses, your
Coffee. Pardon me, pamplemousse.
your Pamplemousse.
Gil.
Guilt is you know what? Pamplemousse should maybe be in the main bag. Yeah. So we'll do your Pamplemousse in there. No, I'm sorry, your Gilf in there. Your Ruperts, your Anguses, your old McDonald had a pig farmers.
So the last one we called non-series. What do we call this one? Stand-up
This one called
performance?
supporting.
Supporting.
Yeah, so that would be
so
guest
Louise,
role,
like Louise
right?
would be in here.
Would Louise? I don't know if we counted.
No, you're
Duke
right.
of
She would have been
Sandringham.
in the other one.
No, I think that we could count.
That's a very small list of people, I gotta tell you.
That's okay. There's only 4 of us.
Well, I guess then Pamplemousse is also in there. I know who mine is going to be, unless one of you beats me to it. That would include. We'll go ahead and include the Fraser Murrays, even though we don't spend all that much time at Lallybrock. Anyway, yeah. All right. So Julie, supporting role. That would have
Okay.
been, if the first is guest.
in season 2.
In
like
season
it doesn't
2.
matter what their involvement was in season 1.
Yes.
It doesn't matter what
So
it will be
you're
moving
going
forward.
off of the limited number of Jenny Murray episodes we actually
Jenny
had.
Murray.
You're still saying Jenny
Yes,
Murray?
I'm still
Great.
saying Jenny Murray.
Right. Yes.
Because that actress, first of
so
all,
fucking
is
good.
incredibly skilled, is very good, and I love it. Every time she's on screen, I'm like, I want more from her every time. Please. In this season in particular, I can't remember if it was the first or second episode when they're in Lallybrock and she sees Jamie talking to the baby and she has that whole monologue. I was just like, please let that monologue be like 10 minutes long because I could watch the entire. I love her.
Yeah.
Who's the person again?
Jenny Murray.
Jenny Murray.
You spell Jenny names?
Jenny.
Murray?
Yeah, she's a character, not an actress.
I see Jenny Fraser.
Well, all right. Then they didn't
They're
give her her
crediting it
married
wrong,
name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So what's the actress's name?
Jenny Fraser is Laurel Donnelly.
Laurel
Yes.
Donnelly.
God,
Thank
she's
you
great.
for your work.
Yes. All right, Beth. Who do you have supporting performer?
My support, because every time he comes on, I always get like a huge smile on my face, and I know that I'm going to enjoy myself. Who is Angus?
Angus.
I always love when because he always.
R.I.P. Angus.
Because I loved, actually, it was this shows how much a nerd I am, but it was him talking about learning the Gaelic, and he had mentioned that every now and then he would ask the guy who was teaching them, I want to throw something in here. What would be a great thing in Gaelic I could throw in? And you could tell, like, he always wanted to add a little bit to his character.
Stephen Walters, is that his name? I think that's his name.
Stephen Walters. That's
Yes, nailed it!
Thank you.
All right, now I'm going to say what I was going to say for the last one, okay, because it's more appropriate. So I'm going to give my slot. No, that's a bad way. I would never give my slot to this person. I'm going to tip my hat to BPD.
Yeah.
BPD.
Mark me.
Mark me. He played that character with such fucking joy
And
you
greasiness.
could tell he was having the best time.
Greasy.
He wore those brand new right out of the box kilts, and he just all of his talking about God and his father, and oh my God, remember
And
how
little
much he hates
spittle in the-
Portugal and
Poland.
Poland. Sorry, I'm sorry, Portugal.
And weird little spittle in the corner of his mouth, like it's always
and
kind of
the
dry.
fit that he threw about that monkey bite, the ferocious animal that bit him.
Oh, God.
And all the pouting.
We know he's a good actor because we hate him so much.
Oh, I hated him.
Yeah.
Oh, I hated
Yep.
him.
No, I
You
think
don't like
that's
the actor?
No, I just...
Because the actor did such a good
Exactly,
job
yes.
of
Yeah.
being that guy that
I
you're
hated
like,
that character.
yes.
you're really good
Yeah.
at that.
Yeah, no,
You
I
did
think
a
it
great
was a
job.
really, really great
What's the
performance.
actor's name?
The actor's name is. Oh, where does BPD? Oh, shit.
We had this a while ago because we talked about it.
Charles Stewart, Andrew McGowan. Ooh.
What's the-
Tell me if I'm hot.
Prince Charles.
Stewart.
Charles Stewart.
Oh, Prince Charles Edward Stewart. Andrew Gow.
Yeah, Andrew Gower. I was close.
Still good.
Yeah. All right, Janine.
I gotta give it to our one-eyed friend, Grant O'Rourke. Rupert McKenzie.
Yeah,
Because like,
Rupert.
he was fantastic in the one episode I saw where he was like, I'll give you 2 hours, but I'm gonna fucking kill you.
Yeah.
Just
as
that
you
was a
killed
really good
our
scene.
friendship.
That was a good scene.
Also, all the eye jokes.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
I decided to take a closer look at a musket ball. Yeah, and his beautiful that last moment in
When he
Preston
and the
Pans.
pig farmer singing,
Farmer number
right?
2.
Yeah,
Young McDonald.
young McDonald.
Yeah, that's a really really good call.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
All right,
We've got our roster here.
so let's roll. Who are we rolling for first?
First, we're rolling for Jenny.
Laurel Donnelly. Mm-hmm. That is an L, or according to Dice Ex Machina, a 7.
That's way lower than you deserve, Jenny.
All right, so who's next?
This is Stephen Walters as Angus.
Ooh, the DM will not allow that. That's an N or an 18.
Okay,
Ooh, Angus, you do you.
Coming
Angus.
in hot.
All right, here's the beat. Mark me. This roll is for BPD. That's an A for amazing and a 1 for critical fail. You know what? That's really appropriate.
That's perfect,
That's right.
though.
Hey, you know
That
what?
is
Cheers
perfect.
to you, BPD.
Cheers to you,
it's
BPD.
the best possible role. You're still in character and you're not even here.
a critical fail.
You're still in character.
You are
and
a
you're not
critical
even here.
fail
That's
in
wonderful.
human form.
That's great. And Grant O'Rourke as Rupert McKenzie. That is a B for Bodacious and a 16, which makes our winner Stephen Walters.
Stephen Walters.
Who, by the way, posts little songs about Outlander on his Twitter feed.
Oh, well,
It's
we
very
should check
cute.
that out.
You should retweet a couple of
Yes, I should. To our 6 followers.
Hey man.
Hey, guys.
That's not true.
We love you.
It's more. It's like 46 followers, but I think it's like
Oh,
6
we
listeners.
really love you.
And one of them is in the room, so I guess it's 5.
Hey, man, but your dreams are coming true. Here you are.
Whatever. Neil assures me he listens every week.
He does.
Neil is also very nervous about being on Dudelander because he thinks he cannot possibly live up to your expectations, ladies and gentlemen.
He always says that.
Oh, I thought you were saying that about you.
Well, Well, she is, and other people.
It's like, you guys made me sound way funnier than I am.
But no, Neil, you're very funny.
No, you're very funny. That was me trying to do Puddin' Throat.
I wouldn't fucking have not been married to you for this long if you weren't that funny.
Oh.
All right, so
So now we'll go to lead actor.
lead actor.
And this is a shorter
Actor
list.
or actress? By the way, that's fucking patriarchal bullshit. It should just be actor, and all men and women should be included. That's my note. Bye.
Also, as Gwyneth Paltrow, whose advice I normally would not take, says, we don't say architectress.
No, we don't. It's some bullshit. We are all doing the same fucking job. We're all actors. Period. Anyway, do you want to split this into genders or not?
No.
All right. So who are our lead actors? This is probably just going to be 4, right?
Yeah. Want to list off the top.
So let's talk about the big 4. Julie, you pick one and talk about one of our big 4.
Well, I know who I would pick immediately, and that's Tobias Menzmehzsz. Because first of all, he's playing 2 completely different parts in time. He had, in this season in particular, one of my favorite scenes in the entire series, which is when Claire is breaking down the truth to him, and he is just like listening. And he was so fucking good in that. He truly is the best actor on this show. Now, Katrina gets great stuff going. She is very good. She is very good. She is not as good as Tobias Menzmehzsz.
All right, so let's give that one's for our Frank/Blackjack. Beth, talk about one of our big 4. I wonder which one you're gonna pick.
That's the thing. As much as I love Sam and would love to love you, baby. I'm also super critical. So I know that he isn't the best of acting, but I would have to say mine would be Murtaugh or Pamplemousse.
Duncan Lacroix.
Because I would say that he makes me, every time he is on screen, feel something so deeply about his character one way or another, or makes me laugh so hard, or he makes my heart hurt because he's such a kind and loving person. And it's just so earnest and so honest every time.
Agreed.
Yeah, he was good last season, but he was terrific.
Here's to Pamplemousse. He's the best.
If you haven't already liked us on Facebook, I suggest you go just for our cover page. That was some sweet. It's not MS Paint, but it's the equivalent of MS Paint work that I did there. It took me 30 seconds, and it was worth every one of those seconds.
All right, Allison.
All right. Well, I'm gonna have to give it up for our girl. Katrina Menzmehzsz. Who was great last season, but was especially good this season. One of my favorite moments in watching this season was at the beginning of the finale when it took Julie a full 30 seconds to realize it was her. She was on screen, she was in the shot, and all of a sudden Julie went, "Oh my God!" And it was amazing because her work in Faith was so brave and lacking in vanity, because I'm not sure I laughed harder at any point this season than in the voiceover where she said, "I closed my eyes and thought of England." Because I think that she was just so devastating in the finale, but honestly, especially in the premiere, when she's harassing humble travelers, asking about historical events. That's right. Who won? The Allies? No, you idiot! I know who won the war. I was in it. I mean the Battle of Culloden. Look what I'm wearing. You idiot.
You natty gent.
Ma'am, do you want to ride? Yes. I haven't been in a car in like 200 years.
That's a brave man.
Yes, he was a very brave man. But in all seriousness, she was very funny and warm, and she handled all of the pregnancy scenes so brilliantly, and she allowed Claire to be kind of an asshole,
Yes.
which she should be. And then Faith, she was just so fucking good. Her singing that song to that baby was just... Beth just started tearing up.
Beth is like a raw nerve, you guys. She's like me last week.
I was just thinking about some of the stuff that I was saying during that scene when she was singing and Louise comes to try to get the baby.
Oh yeah,
God.
that's it. That would have been in my top 5
Unfortunately,
favorite scenes.
Because it was so emotional, I have to make a joke when I'm feeling things.
Welcome to the fucking club.
So unfortunately, it was terrible because all I could think of was, "Ooh, girl, you're gonna need to give me that baby."
Oh, that's so good.
All right.
All right,
And
so
Janine?
that leaves Janine with.
With Sam.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. I'm happy to throw my Sam in the ring from my perspective because I only one, I know that John line is too legit to quit.
Too legit.
And to see him in that last episode and really kind of come into, like, really kind of own up to being like, yeah, I'm fucking great at everything. Look at me, I'm Mr. Bean Flicker, right?
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Thanks,
Janine,
Janine.
great callback.
Yeah, but like, yeah, he's
Not so good as semen.
But then also just to show, like, he's a tremendous lover and partner and like helping her through this, and like that was a really, really tender moment. And if he's been doing that the entire season, fuck yeah, let's do it.
All right, cool.
He also really landed. Beth has her quibbles with the big wrap up to the season, and I understand why. As we're both book readers, we've both read the book, but I think that for the most part it was handled pretty well. And I will say he nailed what is probably the most famous line from all of the books, which is what he would say to God when he meets him in Judgment Day. Lord, you gave me a rare woman, and I loved her well. And he just nailed it. And that's a tough line to deliver, and he just did a really great job.
And also the line about being grateful, but he also
And I
hates
hate
him.
tell him that I'm grateful and tell him that I hate him.
Yeah, he was really good.
Yeah,
at that.
he was great. His last scene was his best scene of the season, I think. Also, he had to either wear that terrible fake beard,
Oh God, his fake beard.
or grow that unfortunate.
There's
beard.
no way they made him do that, and also there's no way that
I
was
don't
his
know. I
beard.
have seen photos of him doing interviews for the show in a beard that does not look that different.
He grew a beard for a movie that unfortunately he was in with Dr. Oz's daughter.
Oh no! Look that up.
But he had to have a beard, and he actually looked like. So he had his long hair for Outlander and the beard, and he looked like Father John Misty. And I kind of lost my shit because
I have a photo. I'll share this on Twitter. I have a photo of Sam Heughan having shaved off half of his beard.
That's a real beard.
yes, and that is real.
The one on the show really looked like pubic hair glued
Yeah, it
onto
was-
his face.
it was
Like
super fake.
I think it's that they had to have it for a scene or two.
But look,
No, that's not what it looked like on the show, though.
What was the movie what was it like? What was the type of music?
I'm unfortunately I haven't seen it.
Yeah.
No, fortunately, you haven't seen it.
I have like lists of what type of movie was it, so I can just go, oh, it's that one.
I think it was a drama.
I just want everyone to know that
Emulsion?
I typed in
No.
Sam Heughan and then the letter B, and the first suggested Google search was Sam Heughan beard. We are not the only people with this question.
Well-
although I'm gonna guess that most of them are women who think, man, I bet you would look hot with a beard.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, how much can you really improve on that anyway?
No, you can't.
But
But he's also a really good actor.
no, exactly. But I mean, come on, everyone. Let's be honest. He is great. He is doing great work for somebody who maybe isn't as good as a performer as like Tobias Menzmehzsz.
Certainly not as seasoned a performer, for sure.
But given the fact of how he looks, given the fact that he can speak Gaelic and given the fact that he can act this well, he's
perfect.
He was like born for this part.
Well, when they were casting the show, this is covered in, again, revealing the depths of exactly how much shit I've read about and of this series. The Outlandish Companion, Volume 2.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's real. Nerd. Yep. Oh yeah, Julie. Whose idea was it to roll a D20 for the Outlander
100%
Awards?
mine. Natural 20.
Was it Starlight? Wait, no. When the Starlight Ends?
Yes, that's it.
That's a terrible title.
Sorry, I didn't mean to yell at you.
It looks like a horrible movie.
So when they were casting the show, they assumed that the hardest person to cast was going to be Jamie because he's like a superhero. Mm-hmm. You're reading the books and you're like, okay, so we need a smoking hot redhead
who's like 6'4",
who can be terrifying but also lovable, who's Scottish,
can speak Gaelic
and French, or at least can fake French.
Can flick a mean bean.
Can do battle choreography.
Yes, and is a weak seaman.
A horseman.
Is a horseman, but a weak seaman.
He needs to know a lot about horse flesh, but he's a very weak seaman. And they thought that was going to be the hardest role to cast. And it was the first role to cast because they found him basically right away.
Well, I mean, like he walks in the door and you got to be like, oh wait, you kind
nailed it.
You may be a dusky blondish redhead, but we can fix that. You're done. You're in.
You're in.
Who was the last one they cast? Was it
Claire?
I'll say this, and I'm being mean to someone who is seriously. I can't even talk about what he is to me right now. So, anywho's
I think that Beth just had a tiny stroke.
She might have just had a stroke, you guys.
No, when he is being sarcastic, Jamie, he is dead on for who Jamie is. When especially like the first season, when he is playful and flirty and gets to be that, he is so good at that. Sam is so good at that, like, sense of humor that Jamie has. And so because he didn't get to have much of Jamie's sense of humor because he was kind of broken that first half, that's the only reason that I don't think he was as strong this season. Of course I would have put him in the list for season 1 because I'd be who's this guy?
But he finished real strong. Am I right?
Yeah, he did.
Yes,
he finished real strong.
Well, he finished strong, but also kind of like.
But it lasted a long time.
But I know that. The book readers have a different experience than what I experienced in the Dick Rocks at the last scene.
We'll come back to that. Let's give this award. Then we're gonna take a quick break. And
to turn on the fucking air conditioner.
We're gonna turn on the air conditioner. We're gonna play like 15 seconds of yakety sax, and then we'll come back and do some more awards. But let's roll these out. So here's for our man Tobias Menzmehzsz.
That'll be a natural 20.
That is a W and an 11.
Damn it.
All right, so, no, you're getting ahead of me, girl.
Sorry.
All right, so that's an 11 for Tobias Menzmehzsz.
For Duncan Lacroix.
For Le Pamplemousse.
For the Pamplemousse.
That is a D for Duncan, for delicious, and for, I hit that.
Delightful.
I don't know. Delirious, delovely. And so that D is a 14. All right, it's a sweet D. So an I for Katrina, and that is a 15.
Oh, what?
Hey, Katrina's gonna win.
And Sam, that is an O. And that is a 10. It is a perfect 10.
No, Katrina.
You know what? It's Claire's show, so I'm fine with that. Cheers,
Katrina.
So now we're gonna open some more beers. We're gonna turn on the air conditioning. We're gonna play 15 seconds of yakety sax, and we're gonna be back like there hasn't been any yakety sax at all. We'll be right back. And we're back. This episode, just so you know, you can totally buy your way onto the show. I want it to be known that Beth is not here just because she bought us so much beer that we'll still be drinking it over the next 2 episodes. No, because dudes will be here the next time. That beer will be gone.
Yeah.
But as a result, we are still drinking beer from the wonderful Beth Locke, who is with us this week because she's hilarious and awesome, and also she bought us a bunch of beer. So I am drinking, again, not paid for by Lagunitas, little something something ale, which is great because it means this label has more sex than we got in most of this season.
Fucking true.
Yeah. All right, Julie, what about you?
I'm drinking Revolution's Anti-Hero IPA, thematically appropriate, and also we've been drinking it for the rest of the episode that you've already listened to and just forgot to mention it.
Yes. Aaron, what are you drinking? Sorry, Janine, what are you drinking?
I am drinking a Two Brothers Monarch white beer.
Mark me.
Mark me. And the most appropriate of all of our beverages, Beth, tell the people what you're drinking.
I am drinking LaCroix Pamplemousse, grapefruit flavored sparkling water.
And
So
it
refreshing.
is delicious.
So refreshing.
But I do have to admit, when you were talking about LaCroix, I am one of those crazy people that loves the coconut.
I like the coconut too. I like it too.
I love that coconut.
People in my office are dicks about it, but I'm like, I like coconut things.
I like coconut too, but I don't like that coconut.
LaCroix. I like it. I love it.
All right, so we've got 4 more categories for you.
All right.
Julie, take us away. What's our
We're
next one?
coming up with most shocking moment
Of all of season 2.
of all of season 2.
And when it got renewed for 2 more seasons, doesn't count, nor does when it didn't get fucking nominated for any fucking Emmys.
I have to say this, since I haven't read the books, I might have a different perspective on most shocking
That's totally good.
than people who have
great.
read books.
Okay.
Then I'll go first. My most shocking moment that I was not expecting, and the direction of the episode was so awesome that they kept it until the very last second, was fucking our Pamplemousse cutting the head off of the Duke of Sandringham.
Yeah, that's a really good one.
That one's mine as a non-book reader.
That's
I knew he was going to die because of the beginning of the episode with the fucking wig falling off, but I surely didn't know that it was going to be Murtaugh just taking him to the woodshed.
Going straight ham.
He's just going straight in.
That's a really good one. And I mean, that was shocking, even though I've read the book. Was it shocking for you?
Yeah, it was because it was so brutal.
Yeah.
And he hit him several times. Like, he didn't get it on the
So
first.
bloody.
Yeah.
It
Also
was
combined with
so
Mary
intense.
stabbing that dude, which is not in the
Not in the
books.
books.
Yeah. All right, so that's mine.
All right, Beth, what's yours?
Most shocking.
Well, that actually was the most shocking for me. So I am gonna say, maybe the prince wearing all that crazy tartan outfit wear. That was the most
Prince
shocking.
Charles's Scottish costume?
Yes.
Yeah.
I am a
BPD Scottish drag.
Yeah, that
Okay.
that was it was a brilliant moment of costume design and a show that obviously is rightly celebrated for its excellent costume design. Mm-hmm. That's a really good one. All right, mine is the reappearance of Gillian Edgar. Yeah. So I again have read the books, and so I knew at some point 1968 Claire was gonna try to find 1968 Gillian, but there is a lot more of her in that episode than there is in the books in 1968. They mostly spend their time trying to find her, and it was just so nice. And by nice, I mean like terrifying to see that character again, and the way that they revealed it with those red tights and that conversation she had with Brianna, and like it was just really, really excellent.
As somebody who hasn't read the books, it was really incredible to realize that maybe this woman is unbalanced or might have problems.
Yeah.
And to think about it that way, because in season 1, she's almost heroic. And then when you see that husband killing that ain't no thing to her, you're like, oh.
Second time around.
Oh,
At
okay.
least that we know of, right?
She's got She got issues.
She's got issues. All right, Janine, what about you?
I mean, I don't have a whole lot to go for with this one.
But you saw all 90 minutes of the finale, which
and
had plenty.
When Claire put her body weight on Sam to...
Oh, that's a great choice.
When she, like, pushes the sword into...
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Claire helping Jamie kill Gilf.
Yeah.
Yes.
That was like, I saw it, like, it was a battle, and then that happened, and I was like, oh,
Yeah. That was one of the best fights that the show's done so far. And that moment when she literally, also not in the book, when she put her weight on him to force the dirk into Dougal's chest, that was just fucking amazing.
All right, so let's roll. Number one.
You know what?
We have
Maybe
to add
I need to change mine.
Yeah, we have to add at least the brother punching. Right?
Yes, that's what I was going to say. We
Yeah.
need to add a fifth one.
Oh, yeah.
Blackjack Randall beats up his brother's dead corpse.
That's right. Dead corpse beating.
Yes. We should probably also, we won't include it, but for the sake of formality, I should say that Julie and Neil's minds were fucking blown and all of a sudden we were in 1968.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and so that was the thing. But all right, so
Okay.
first we have...
The decapitating of the Duke of Sandringham.
That is an which is an 8.
That was way more shocking than it.
I agree. Deus Ex Machina, you're really failing me.
Kinda.
All right, so now we've got BPD's Scottish Drag. That is an A for 14.
Okay. The dice don't lie.
The dice do not lie. So now we've got the reappearance of Galis Duncan, a.k.a. Gillian Edgars, which is an O, which is a 16.
Well,
yeah.
all right. Yes.
Lottie Verbeek, we love you. You were also really great on Agent Carter. And for number 4, we have Claire helps Jamie kill Dougal, and that is a B for and that is a 19.
All right.
19. And
And then
last
we have
but not
the
least,
dead corpse beating.
we
the
have
Randall
Blackjack
brothers.
Randall grieving his brother by beating up his dead body. That is an O again for, oh my God, that's a 14. So our winner is the reappearance of Galis Duncan.
Yep, that's right.
No, Gilf.
Gilf. Killing the Gilf.
Claire helping Jamie kill. Janine's on a
Janine
roll.
wins. Janine is on a roll.
All right, what's next, Julie?
All right, we've got worst image or scene and best image or scene.
All right, so let's start with worst.
Okay.
What you got?
Me, worst image.
Or scene?
To me, it's an image. It is the final episode. Claire with the sunrise on her face over the dick rocks, because straight up she would have run for those rocks and just touched them right away. Sorry. That's me. The end of the scene where it takes forever and the sunlight hits her face. It was precious and ridiculous.
All right. Beth.
Being a fan of the books, for me it was the double hand touching the stones together. It was just too much. Knowing how they went through in the books was kind of what I loved about that whole end part, that she just had to get there. It was either die or go, and we lost that.
Yeah, I don't want to
to
spoil anything for people who haven't read the books, but suffice it to say, the circumstances in which Claire and Jamie say goodbye they're very different, and also it's very it encapsulates the book as a whole. It's like they're just trying to have a human moment, and then the fucking world interferes.
Yes.
But I think all the books are excellent, but the first book is just a really great read, and so is the second. So,
the slow double hand together I thought was a bit much.
I'm going to go with what I would say is undeniably the worst moment of the season, and Julie thinks it's going to be the Virgin Mary falling, and it is not.
It was really bad.
It's also not the potatoes, which I love, but their appearance in the credit sequence is really strange every time. No, this is at the end of The Fox's Lair, when Jamie says, my wife said that I should say thank you, so thank you. And Larry goes, Jamie,
Yes.
I hope to earn your forgiveness one day. And he walks away and she goes, And your love.
Yes, that was the worst.
Yeah, you know
the
what?
worst.
That did fucking suck.
That was the. Oh God! I just hit the microphone, Janine. I'm so sorry.
That's not the first time.
That does not make me feel better.
That's a team.
Okay. All right. Guys, we're really sorry for the ambient noise. We're not wearing headphones today because there are 3 of us, which means our ears are breathing, but we can't hear what we sound like. All right, Janine, what's your worst moment?
Well, so mine's probably gonna be unfair because I've only seen the 1 episode, and so
So far, we have had 3 moments, and 2 of them are from the finale.
and mine is not necessarily a moment, but I would say the worst contributor for the finale.
I know what you're gonna say.
Yeah.
You don't like Brianna, huh?
Like Brandon, man. Like she from what you guys described, she sounds like she's a perfect match for who it should be.
No, she looks right. She's just not.
She's just not it.
Very
And like it's unfortunate because I think it's actually not completely her fault because I think they wrote it. The language is still in English language, like not American English. So like, and then she has this American accent, which she's trying very hard and does almost a good job with, but because it's got the
Yeah, it's pretty good. It took Julie about 20 minutes to say she's
But I was
British,
like
isn't
that.
she?
She's British.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and she just doesn't connect with me. Like
No.
Roger just kills it.
Yeah.
Roger.
Can't
I
wait.
love you.
I cannot wait to see more of Roger.
I love you, Roger. In fact, Neil watched the second part of the finale separate from us. Sorry. He watched the second part of the finale separate from us, and he was like, I like that Roger.
Yeah.
And I was like, do you? Did you like his little rat song? And
The rat satire?
he immediately goes, oh, the rat satire. And I was like, you're hooked.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cute.
Oh, we ratties, never on me wellies. I'm going to Scotland to eat some corned beef and
Wait.
cabbage. No, that's Ireland.
Shortbread rounds.
Oh, yeah. Hey, we've got Walker Shortbread here today.
All right, so let's roll on the worst image or scene.
All right. H. What's first, Julie?
Me. Sunlight on Claire's face over the dick rock.
That's H for hell no, and that is a 16. Hey, important question. Should this be the lowest score or the highest score?
no, highest score, because
Highest
it's
score.
the worst.
Okay. All right, what's next? Beth's double hands touching dick rock.
Sorry. Yeah.
Yep. F for fuck no, and that is a 15. All right.
Oh man.
Next we have Leary saying, on his love, on his love, but I gave him a kick down my blouse. Oh. That is a G for goddamn, and that's an 8. That should be way higher. That moment sucked so hard. All right, and last but not least,
Brianna in general.
Oh, I'm really sorry. That's a G for
Get out. Get out.
and that's a 12. So what's our winner?
Ah, yes. Oh, well deserved. The sunlight on Claire's face on dawn at Craignadoon.
All right.
Oh great.
What we got now?
Best image or scene.
Take us away. I'm feeling my fork.
I know we're all enjoying that shortbread.
I know, man. To me, it's really hard because there are a lot of very good ones. But if I cast back in my memory, which admittedly is very short and shallow,
I feel that boost.
I will say that I really appreciated Tobias Menzmehzsz as Frank in, was it the first episode when she comes back?
Yep.
The scene where she explains to him what happened to her and how he is just so real and honest in that scene. That's the one. To me, that's the one.
That's a great one. You're
So
talking about
it's-
when they're sitting in front of the fire?
Right. And in 1947 or whatever it is. That scene to me was some of the best acting. And it wasn't just Tobias, it was also Kat, but like it was just a great scene. So that's going to be mine.
That's a great one. All right, Beth.
You know, I'm thinking of visual images. So the one that I was thinking of was when Master Raymond and Claire are in the back, and he's rolling the bones for her, and she finds out there that she'll see Frank again. For me, just the whole the design of that shop was so beautiful, and he was killing it in that
Dominique
scene.
Pignon.
I just loved the image, what was happening. I just really liked that scene.
Excellent.
It's a good choice. I'm gonna go with.
Damn, those are good.
I know Walker shortbread. It's just like I want to put it in my mouth and
Just
let it roll
buttery.
around in there.
Just need to get it in.
yeah. All of it.
All right. All right.
I'm gonna go with. What am I gonna go with? I'm gonna go with Claire and Louise, and Louise convincing her to let the baby go.
Ooh, girl.
I'm gonna go with that
baby.
one.
Girl,
You're gonna have to give me that baby.
you gonna need to give me that baby.
That all of it, and that includes Frances Delatour, right? Because she leads Louise in there, and Louise steps up and goes from being, and like we already knew that actress had game because she was so funny when she was getting her pussy waxed, and like teasing Mary teasing Mary Hawkins and all that shit. She was so wonderful. But God, what I loved about that is they knew it was their last episode in France, and they literally gave every French actor they had just a great
That's
scene.
true, because that's the same one that we talked about earlier when Magnus gets that great moment.
And the King's Trial, that's the King's Trial.
Dick Fox gets his hot minute.
Yeah, it was, but that's the scene in that episode.
Sorry, Beth. Sorry to remind you.
That's the scene in that episode that really sticks with me is Louise just all of a sudden having pregnant Louise having to help her friend accept the death of her child.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's nothing funny for me to say about that. Like it was just a beautiful scene.
All right.
Janine.
Do you have a guess on this one? Do you have a feeling? Do you have an emotion?
You do. You guessed.
I'll do this for everybody else. Gilf coming back.
All right.
Return of the Guild.
Janine, Return of the Guild.
Running down the...
Yeah.
Running down the
Because I
hill.
remember that was the first picture I saw of the Gilf. And I was like, oh,
Oh,
buddy,
that guy.
good for you.
Yeah, that dude exists and he can get it.
And now he's on Preacher. Guess I gotta start watching.
All right. Okay, here we go. You ready to roll?
Yes. All right. So this is for what, Julie?
Best image or scene.
I'm sorry.
And this
First one
is for Claire and Frank's scene after her return.
that is a K for
Killing it. Yes.
and that's a 3.
Oh my God, that was way too low for that. Sorry.
All right. What's next?
Monsieur Raymond rolling the bones.
That's L for Le Bones have been rolled. And that's a 2.
Oh, sorry, Beth.
All right. What's next?
Next is Claire and Louise. Girl, you're gonna have to give me that baby.
Girl, you're gonna have to give me the baby. That's an E for. Girl, you're gonna have to give me that baby. And that is a 14.
Okay.
Okay, looking good.
All right, and last but not least, the Return of the Gilf.
Yep.
That is a C for.
Yeah.
And that's a 7. Louise and Claire win. I'm all right with that.
You know what? I'm great with that.
That's a really, really great scene. And so we have one more category, Julie. Is that right?
No, I think we decided not to do the weirdest.
No, we have one more.
Nope. Most
No,
shocking.
no, honey. We have the one we've already
Where's
planned.
best? Oh, sickest burn.
Yes,
I forgot because I
we're
didn't
doing
put a mark by
special
it.
category that's just for you guys because we spent a lot of time talking about all of the sick burns the show has to offer.
I'm saving Beth's for last.
We have selected 4, but I would love for you to say what your sickest burns are, and
Please.
we will, as opposed to rolling for it tonight, we will announce the winner of the sickest burn, and we'll include all of yours too. On Dudelander.
All right, so no rolling.
No rolling today. We're going to share our favorite sick burns of the season. You find us on Twitter or Facebook. You tell us what your favorite sick burns of the season were. And in Dudelander, we will trot out all of those and pick a winner. Because there have been a lot of sick burns this season.
Yep.
It's my very favorite hashtag for pretty much everything. I'll be tweeting about how Kate McKinnon is a delicious woman, and then I'll say sick burn, Fergus. burns. So let's go through our burns, shall we?
All right. Well, mine is one of the first ones, and it's when Jamie is describing BPD to Claire, and he refers to him as a delusional popinjay.
Otherwise known as a line that literally required us to ask the people who listen to the show to please start bringing delusional popinjay back into vogue.
It hasn't really worked yet, but
Yes, it has. I've said it several times.
that's true. That's true. Allison has texted me that I was a delusional popinjay at least twice.
It's true. Julie, it sounds a little bit like your mouth is full of dick right
I'm
now.
full of fucking Walker shortbread. Tastes like tartan.
Ooh. But here's the question. Is it filled with weak semen?
Okay.
I don't know if Beth was made for our ship.
All right. So we're going to skip Beth because we're going to do hers last. Mine is...
I think the original sick burn,
It's
right?
not, because the original sick burn is from the conversation that Myrta and Fergus had outside the hospital. When Fergus was like, you know nothing of the women. I know all about the women because I'm a member of the patriarchy and I am a sexist asshole of a child. But also, no, the women, they do not. And when he's trying to find out if, what's her face, Buxom maid loves him. Anyway, I love you, Duncan Lacroix. But mine is a Fergus burn, which there had to be at least one. And the one that I chose, we had so many options. There are so many Fergus burns. Mine is when Murtaugh's going to go ahead. He's going to go ahead on the trail to get the stuff. He's doing the thing.
He's going ahead of everybody.
Right? And they're talking about it, and Fergus is like, so Mr. Murtaugh going ahead to take advantage of the ladies because he is a man and the women should put down upon. Good, yeah. And then he says, I will miss his happy face.
And that is a sick burn.
It's really sick. It's it's better than my runner-up for Fergus, which is when they meet up with Fergus and Murtaugh in the camp, and he says, he made me bring him water. He made me wash his clothes. It was horrible. That's the other really good one.
I will miss his happy face is a straight sick burn.
Yeah, I will miss his happy face. All right.
Good job, Fergus.
Janine.
What is
Janine?
So mine is
Murtaugh saying.
Murtaugh. I actually really like this one. Only in France does a king need an audience. Is that it?
To take a shit.
To shite.
Oh, to
To
shite.
shite.
Oh,
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah, yeah.
Only
No, sorry, I
in
had to
France
wrap it
does
around.
a king need an audience to shite.
That actually did make me giggle pretty bad.
Yeah, that's
Murtaugh
pretty good.
has a lot of really sick burns this season. He's got a couple of great ones in France. There's when he's yelling in French, of course, because they all fucking speak French, at the people who are watching them fight, and he's got his ashy knees. Gotta lotion those knees, girl.
Get it together, Lacroix.
I would fuck the shit out of you.
But
Lotion
seriously,
your
I would
knees.
be thinking about the friction on your knees, and then I would be sad. And
I
then
know.
would
I'd be
like,
really worried about the state of your knees.
Do they hurt?
Do
Do
they?
you have
Are
like
they-
a friction burn?
It needs more lotion.
Vaseline.
Vaseline.
Just saying.
We love you. But that's the best of the sick burns. There are lots of them. He gets a couple of really good ones in. Pretty much everyone, especially Charles. I wish that the sickest burn of all had been when Jamie and Claire were having a conversation about maybe we should kill Prince Charles. That he could have walked in and said, "I had this idea 7 episodes ago."
Really, you guys? Really?
Seriously.
All right,
So yeah, and the last one.
Beth's sickest burn.
Yes.
I don't even know if we need to roll.
Well, we're not rolling because we're deciding next week.
That's
When we
right.
hear from our pals.
Because
all 6 of you, I require all 6 of you to send us your sickest burn, including if it's one of these. If it's one we've already said,
That's
great.
fine.
But if there's a sweet zinger
Sick
that you
burn.
want to roll around in your mouth,
like a Walker shortbread, or
then you tell us on Twitter or Facebook. At Podlandercast for both. So it's facebook.com/Podlandercast or whatever you find.
You'll
Search
figure it out.
Podlandercast. And Twitter is at Podlandercast.
All right, so
you
Beth.
find us and tell us. Beth, what is your sickest burn?
So the Duke has a lot,
Yes,
which
he
are
does.
great. But the scene where we find out, or Claire finds out that the Duke had the whole plot to rape her, in the streets with the man with the terrible birthmark on his hand, where she sees that and she's like, well, why don't you just escape, basically leave here, because all the British soldiers have camped out on his front yard, and she's like, well,
something about hiding.
Yeah.
There's something about hiding.
There's something about hiding.
The
but
most
they can't
important
hide.
part, they can't hide.
How are they
Why?
hiding from you?
in those coats.
Yes!
And I mentioned that might be the sickest burn because that is a burn in the shade.
That is a burn in the shade.
That's a burn in the shade.
Shady burn!
Shady ass burn.
Hey, you know what? One thing I will say about the Emmys, this is the first year that RuPaul has been nominated for Best Host of a Reality Television Program.
Yay!
It's like 6 years overdue, but hey, we got that. Also, Tatiana Maslany got nominated for playing 97 characters in Orphan Black.
Finally?
She's been nominated once before, she lost, but this year she got nominated, and they keep adding orphans. So it's great. It's really great. And the Americans got nominated. There are good things about the Emmys, but Outlander and Crazy Ex-Girlfriend and Samantha Bee, American hero Samantha Bee, got robbed.
I'm just mad about that.
Mm-hmm. But don't worry, you guys. Comedians getting coffee cars, comedian cars, coffee cars, clown, comedian cars.
What?
Comedians in cars getting coffee.
Jerry Seinfeld and his fucking...
It's charming. It's a crackle show. He interviewed the president.
I've seen it.
It's charming, but it
It's
got
not
nominated.
as good as Full Frontal.
It is not as good as Full Frontal. Full Frontal is the real... By the way, if any of you are not watching Full Frontal, that's the real shit right now. That's like... Last Week Tonight is wonderful. Full Frontal is the real shit.
Full Frontal is like if Jon Stewart could have cussed.
Mm-hmm.
That's really what
Last
it is.
Week Tonight is also like if Jon Stewart could have cussed and also was adorable
You know what?
and British.
Last Week Tonight is more like if Jon Stewart could have cussed. Full Frontal is like if Jon Stewart had a vagina and
could have
was
cussed.
revved up about vaginal issues and could cuss. And didn't give a fuck, because she's already old enough to have escaped the male gaze.
Also,
so she doesn't give a shit.
Has a lot of really cute little flat boots and
Yeah, she
some
does.
excellent jackets.
Anyway, it's a good show. You should watch it. If you're not watching it, you should watch it.
So those are our Outlander D20 awards.
Yep.
We will be back next week to talk to 3 dudes next week. For you, a couple weeks, whatever, I don't know. We'll be back soon to talk about Outlander Season 2 with 3 dudes, plus Janine, who's...
Dude.
And I'm really excited about that. One of the people who's going to be talking to us is our friend Kevin Lambert, who got a call out on the show a long time ago because we made fun of him because Lambert is a terrible first name because of Uncle Lamb. And apparently, he told me this today, apparently in the episode I said, Kevin, you're probably never going to hear this.
Yep.
But Lambert is a terrible fucking first name.
Yeah.
And today he said, hey, Allison, I listened. You're right. Lambert would be a totally terrible first name. But he's been watching the show. And for the record, he was like, I'm not sure this is for me. This is for me. I don't like costume dramas. I don't like period dramas. I don't like fantasy. I don't like all that shit. And he doesn't. It's true. But he's watching anyway because he's a fame whore, Kevin.
And a champion. Don't be a dick.
A champion. But I'm saying he wants to be on the show. And he's got pubic hair on his head. Not really. He does have very curly hair, though. He's like Claire. He was watching season 1 so that he could watch season 2 so he could do the show because he's a lovely human and a great friend. And he was like, this is not for me. 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 And then he and Julie and I were out at a bar, and he was like, you guys, I got to a place where I was like, oh, okay. And we said, what was it? And he said, 1968. It's like, that's a great moment. Mm-hmm. That's a really good point to get, like, engaged. Mm-hmm. Plus, then he couldn't really handle the rape shit, which is fine. Welcome to being a fucking woman,
Yeah, welcome
Kevin.
to having to see that shit all the fucking time, right?
Yep. So, Dude Lander, and then we're going to take a couple weeks off because we've earned some time, and also because we're trying to do other podcasts and we have to talk about those, and also because Julie's going to write about Over the Top, and also because I'm moving, and also because the world is a vampire, as William Corgan says.
Oh, God, I hate that guy.
But when we come back, we're going to do season 1. We're going to start from the beginning, and we're going to do all of season 1, which means we're rewatching season 1, which means we're going to see so much fucking... Julie.
I know.
Hey, real quick, one last category. What was the best sex scene this year?
None.
Pregnancy sex was good.
It wasn't. It's not the same.
It means a lot to me.
What I found out is this. Those of you who have read the books had an experience that I did not have the night before she left.
Well,
It's not the night before.
it's
ass.
it's definitely before she goes through, but it's something that they think about for the rest of the time that they are apart,
That's true.
and they refer to it all the time as that moment that they spent together is kind of what they would circle back to all that time that they were apart. And I got it, because as I was reading, I'm like, woo, okay, I might have to put this down for a second.
They spend more time together near Craigna
Yes,
Dune. And it's
that's
still, here's the thing, I will say this. It's still fucking traumatic heartbreak sex. And it would be traumatic heartbreak sex
No matter what,
how
because you know
much.
you're leaving.
And the sex they do have on Craigna Dune is pretty close to one of the sexual instances in the book.
But there's more than one.
There's another
Yes.
one.
Yeah, okay. I'm just saying.
I have to be honest, I'm not sure I could have handled it. I couldn't handle watching those two beautiful people weep and fuck each other. I'm not sure I have that in me. I'm not sure I'm capable of that.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, season 2 wasn't extra good for the doing it.
It wasn't, but there was the pregnancy sex. I dug the pregnancy sex.
It was fine, and I'm pleased because that's progressive, but seriously, season 1 is like...
Well, I mean, here's the thing. Here's the thing I will say. To call
also, they
us
just
on
got
our
married.
thing-
They just
They
got
did,
married.
but Julie,
and I get it.
Imagine the roles were reversed. Mm-hmm. And they went straight back to doing it when the woman was recovering from a graphic rape.
No, that would be horrible.
Right?
You're right.
So, it's realistic. And I understand why they didn't do it, but I also understand why fans are frustrated.
Let's think about the future here. Season 3, they're gonna find each other again.
Are they? I don't
Are
know.
they?
Are they?
They're going to. God damn it, they better.
Janine has feelings.
And then it's gonna be older people sex.
Is it, or will it? Is there some weird time thing? Like Neil and I talked about that.
Let me ask you this question. Do you imagine there's a universe in which at any age they were, Claire and Jamie wouldn't have the hottest sex of any people on the planet?
If she goes back through the rocks
If
and
they're in
she's
a
like
fucking
55,
nursing home, they're having the best
if
nursing home
she's
sex
like
anyone has ever
55
seen.
and he's still like 25, they're still gonna fucking do it. There's no...
Okay, I'll say this. She does not go back and he's 25. That doesn't happen.
Okay, so then he's older. He was younger than her
Or
in
she
the
doesn't
beginning.
go back at all. Maybe the rest of the
She
show is
fucking
about her
goes back.
falling in love with a 9 times descendant.
She goes back. She goes back. We'll figure out what the time thing is later, but she definitely goes back. I understand if he's older. I get that. But he was always younger than her no matter what.
Yeah, but only a couple years. But they're foxy years.
Wasn't she like
She was like
40?
20.
Well,
She was
think
28
about
when he was
all the time, like
23,
23, 24, something like that. Think about all the time that they spent on boats. Because he's such a weak seaman. Did it age him extra years?
No. I always felt like this. It
It's a
felt
lot
like
of weak
Jamie
semen.
was in his early 20s, and this is basically just based on, this is horrible and sexist, but what Katrina looks like. And the beginning sequence with her and Frank. I always assumed that she was like between 35 and 40.
No.
And Frank and Jamie was like 23 or 24.
Although
supposed
she
to be
is
28.
28.
Well, she is-
Which is
she looks older.
35 in
1947
World War II.
years.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And it's like 57 in the 1700s. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
I'll say my favorite sex moment, which was also the most frustrating, was when the shirt came off. He's like, let's go to bed. I kid you not.
And then the fade
Bob
out.
and I, in tandem, said, okay. And then he picks her up. She puts her on the bed. He puts her on the bed.
And doesn't even
then
run into the table.
He doesn't
Right.
run into the table.
fade out. She screamed no.
I was like, come on!
I yelled, and then I got up and kicked pillows because it was great. It was on the road. to Wellsville. It was great. It was gonna be awesome.
The worst one for me.
It was an express train to Bonertown.
The worst one for me, though, was there were two like that. There was yours.
Yes.
And then there was the one where he comes back from the raid
and he's all
got all this
sweaty. He's got the
charcoal
shit
on
on
his face.
And she's like, "Don't you want to come to bed?" He's like, "No, we have to go to work."
No, but he
she's
gets
like,
on top of her to be all like, no, with all the, and it's like, oh, just
take a second. You're wearing a kilt.
no.
There's nothing under that kilt.
You
Just
need to
real
get dressed now. We gotta go.
Nope, hold on. Thrust. Done.
No.
And then because he's a masterful bean flicker, she's like, "Yep, I'm satisfied."
That's great. No, instead he's like, you need to get dressed.
Get dressed. Put on your clothes.
I shan't. So there were two.
And at this, we have just hit an hour and 20 minutes.
All right, that's enough.
That's enough. We love you guys. Thank you for coming on this journey with us. Next week-ish, whatever, 2 weeks, I don't know when, soon, episode with dudes. And that'll be really fun. And we'll talk to dudes. And it'll be great. And you'll all get to hear Neil. We'll make him do Puddin' Throat at least once. And we're taking a little break. And then we're going to start on season 1. And I'm very excited to talk about season 1. I'm really excited to talk about Gayless. Beth will have to come back. Thanks for being here, Beth.
Thank you, Beth.
Thanks for having me.
Yay.
Janine, thank you for making this magic happen for us.
Always.
Yeah.
Thanks, Janine.
And thank you so much for listening. And hey, if you like the show, please tell your friends. And
like us on all the bullshit, whatever.
You know, whatever. Julie is too. Julie's like, can you like us on the internet?
I don't even know what that is.
I still put 2 spaces after my periods.
No, I don't anymore.
High five. Thanks for listening to us swear, drink, and occasionally eat Walker's shortbread. And we'll see you soon. Bye-bye. Bye. Janine.
What?
I think that maybe we need to do a last-minute addition to this episode.
Oh, okay. We're back.
Is that all right?
Yeah, we're back.
Okay. So Julie's already left because fuck her.
So unfair.
But Janine and I were having a meeting about season 1 and the things we're going to do in season 1. And then I said to myself, I'm going to roll the categories dice and see if I should check iTunes again. And this is what happened. I landed on M for yes. So we have 2 more. And I just want to thank these lovely people. To user 6872, but 6 is spelled out and 872 are the numerals, wrote, love this podcast, especially the puns. You're the only one, 6782. Hilarious and funny. Keep it up. Thank you very much. And then a review titled #SickBurnFergus from user JimmyJohn475. And I'm pretty sure I know who this person is, which makes it the very first review where I went, oh, I know this person. But it's just so charming. So I think this is you, Molly Mullen, and I will thank you. I will let you know that my favorite moments of this review involve how the user had an argument with her father about whether or not it was Bonnie Prince Charlie or Bonnie King Charlie. Come on, Dad. The user writes, I've read the first 4 books and I know my historical /sci-fi /romance don't even play. And I just want to say it is neither Bonnie Prince Charlie nor Bonnie King Charlie. It is Bonnie Prince douchebag. But thank you again for listening, for writing, for sharing, for commenting, for sending us pictures of drinking Miller Lite. I find Pilsner beer. We'll be back in a couple weeks.
Bye.
That's great. Thank you.